Hello, I wanted to offer a warm welcome to our 5 element creative healing community and your kickstart in getting your own creative life force and creative healing processes going. I wanted to make this video to you because I wanted to make a few points, and my intention is to make quick videos, but then I tend to get a little involved and wordy, but I'm going to try to make this short and sweet. I have 5 main points that I want to pass along to you, and the first is just the warm welcome, which I've already extended and sent your way. And the second is that I wanted to offer some very simple ways to for you to get your creative healing kick-started. The book talks about giving yourself permission, and that really is the first step. You're giving yourself permission to just explore and play in this realm. You're giving yourself permission to not be so hard or critical or overly judgmental with yourself, especially as you take yourself through specific creative healing processes. It doesn't matter how they turn out. What matters and what causes the transformation is that you set an intention and then you just take yourself through one breath at a time. And if you happen to have gotten yourself the breathing class, then I really encourage you to go through that breathing process regularly because it will help you go through a creative healing process. And if you have no idea what I'm talking about and you do care, then go ahead and pop me over an email and I'll let you know what I'm talking about. But just know that every little thing you do adds up. It counts. It builds momentum, and pretty soon you notice the impact that it has on your life, like less stress, less worry, having access to things that matter to you. The ritual part of what you'll read is about beginning to build the muscle of ritual. To me, ritual is simply the act of making something sacred. And I can do that with anything all day long, and so I do. Preparing food, brushing my teeth, the things I do regularly, I have chosen to lift them into the realm of sacred, so that when I begin a creative healing process, it's familiar and easy for me to access the sacred space that a creative healing process does really well in. And I encourage you too to find more pockets of your life throughout your day that you can consciously call sacred, which will be a really good practice for creating ritual in your life as feeling like more normal. My third nugget is sort of a heads up. At the end of the book, there is a list of characters and symptoms that correspond to each of the 5 elements. Don't be overwhelmed by that. It's just really a reference list so you can locate yourself in any one given element. You may already be working with an acupuncturist or other integrative healing on any number of health concerns, digestive problems, sleep, low energy, some sort of pain, low back pain. But the point is that whichever element that you feel is most speaking to you or most dominant, I would ask you to just pick that element and then see which color corresponds to that element, and then go about your life just noticing that color in your world, in your home, in the clothes you wear, as you're out and about. You're basically connecting with that element through its color, and you're connecting with the energy of that element. You're making conscious contact, so to speak, with the element via the color. And it's amazing the things you'll notice that you didn't notice before. The idea of kickstarting your creative life force begins with permission and perspective, and even just a slight change in perspective changes your view. In addition to color, I would ask you to begin noticing shapes in your world and textures too. What do you like about shapes and colors and textures? What makes you feel calm? What of those might make you feel a little anxious or edgy? And you're just observing at this point. You're just noticing it from a different perspective. You may decide you want to jot certain things down that really stood out for you. I actually have a 5-element creative healing program that I take people through for healing very specific things in their life. And in that program, we keep a record of our experience in a mixed media journal. And it's such a great way to record, move, and transform energy. It's also one of the best ways I know of to allow for your inner creative life force and you to make a connection. It's kind of like meditation, but it all happens in this container that we're calling a creative healing journal. Anyway, for now, just noticing what's around you and how it makes you feel is a really good start. It may seem subtle and like nothing, there's really nothing to it, but it's actually quite powerful. Which leads me to my last nugget, which, while it may seem like nothing is happening or even like a waste of your time, don't give in to that. It's really just that part of your mind, all of our minds really, that doesn't know that it's safe to try something new. And that always happens when we try to do something new, doesn't it? One of my favorite quotes is, nothing happens, nothing happens, nothing happens, and then suddenly everything happens. And that's by Faye Weldon. So in the time that it seems like nothing is happening, actually magic is happening. It's like watching a child grow. You don't really see it until all of a sudden you notice, wow, they're taller. So just promise me that you won't give up on yourself, that you'll keep yourself in the game and you'll keep exploring your creativity. And this is a biggie, if you will, acknowledge and even celebrate each and every tiny bit of creative expression or inspiration that you notice or that you have. Every idea or solution you receive to make any part of your health or life better and more beautiful. Everything that makes your life better or more beautiful is your creative life force at play through you. Thank it and love it and keep your connection to it alive and growing. This is how you cultivate creativity over time. It's not a switch that you flip. It's a connection that grows and deepens over time, like a good marriage or a fine wine. So simply choose an intention that you would like to play with transforming, something in your life that's bothering you or you'd like to be better at. Then hold it as sacred. Hold it as an intelligent message so you can become bigger than this thing. You can expand yourself through this thing and create yourself, your health, and your life to be better. That's very different than hating this thing and basically wanting to beat it out of your life. And I'll just ask you not to give up, but to rather let this thing teach you, guide you, and help you discover the gold that's underneath it for you. Did you know that your very own creative life force is also your very own personal medicine? And that you've just got to invite it into your awareness and be willing to be in a relationship with it, and then it will surprise and even heal you. I love that. I mean, it happens every time. I guarantee that. My mission is to support people in tapping into their reservoir of healing, which is in everyone, and to awaken their healing intelligence already there. The research is very abundantly clear on this, by the way. And I've just learned and witnessed over my 30 years of being a healer that the creative healing process is really the fastest, easiest, and truthfully the most fun way of accessing deeper transformation with lasting impact. So let's do this, yes? Oh, and one last thing. Why do this? Well, because most women I know want more energy. They want to get rid of nagging pain or pains. They want to sleep better. They want to feel less overwhelmed. They want to worry less. And they want to lose some extra weight that's been sort of, a little hard to lose. And they want their second half of their life to be meaningful. And in my decades of working with women, men too, but mostly women, they've tried a lot of things. And I've watched over and over every woman who becomes willing to tap into her own reservoir finds more energy, better sleep, feels more calm, less worry, and even loses the extra weight. Because something shifts from the inside, and that's her reservoir of creative life force. They also discover a part of themselves that they really like, even love. So make sure you watch for my next email, which will get you going on your first creative healing process. And be sure to become a part of our Facebook community, because that's where all the cool stuff happens. It's facebook.com/creatingheals, and the link is also in the email that you'll get. So I will see you in that community. I can't wait to hear more about you and discover what you're discovering. And so until then, in creative love and wholeness, Lori Morse.